welcome to Just Us Thinking. I'm your host, Michael.
And I'm your co-host, Rebecca.
And I'm your sound guy, Mikey.
And here we are for Just Us Thinking short.
Yep, we're going to talk about some current events.
All right, so current events and on a video. Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to start, our journey starts in Minneapolis, Minnesota, right?
It does, yeah. We're going to talk about a gentleman by the name of Marvin Haynes.
So Marvin Haynes was convicted in
2004.
2004, and how old was he? 16?
He was 16 at the time.
Yeah, 16. Convicted of murder, right?
Correct. I believe it was a flower shop owner.
So flower shop owner got killed, and they arrested and actually convicted him. He was serving, 61 years?
I think so, yeah.
So now the conviction, no forensic evidence, right?
Right. Basically, it was just eyewitness testimony because they didn't have any forensic evidence.
So no forensic, so no fingerprints, no
DNA.
No DNA.
And they had nothing on video.
No video, so just some witness said he did it.
Yeah. I think the story said where his four sisters all confirmed that he was in bed that night.
So he had alibis.
He had alibis, yeah.
Okay.
And I also read there that I think they did a total of 3 different lineups, and he wasn't even in the first one that they did.
Really?
Which, yeah.
So now here's my problem with eyewitnesses. They're horrible.
Totally horrible. Like, really.
You're taking someone that is generally just witnessed a crime or witnessed something, right? They're probably a little bit, shaken from it.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have them point out somebody. I will tell you, they have you're almost obligated to point to someone, right? I mean, you don't go in the lineup and say, "Oh man, if I don't point to someone, they're not going to catch this murder." So number 3 looks close enough to me.
Yeah, I mean, from what I read about this and some other cases, is that's kind of unfortunately how it happens. I mean, there's so many people that look, somewhat similar to each other. You can't tell for sure. I mean, it's just.
Yep. So now, what is this? 28% thrown out due to eyewitness testimony. Is that what it is?
Eyewitness testimony that has been deemed unreliable.
It's almost all reliable. So
yeah.
Now, good ending to this story, though.
There was a good ending, yeah.
So he's out.
He's out and
served how many years? 19?
19, yep.
Served 19 years. So this guy spent 19 years in jail on a crime he didn't commit.
Yep.
Can you imagine? I mean, just put yourself in those shoes.
Yeah, that would, he didn't get a chance to,
to go to school. To get his education so he could get a good job.
Yeah.
So what if he wanted to be a journeyman electrician, or if he wanted to be an electrician, or what if he wanted to be a teacher? What if he wanted to do something that required education, where he could turn around and make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, doing great for people? Maybe he was a doctor, and he could have been a doctor.
He could have been, yeah.
That got yanked away from him. I'm sorry. I hate that happened to the guy.
I do too. I feel sorry for him. I mean, he missed out on so much in 19 years.
Yeah. That's the growing years where you get married, you start a family, you have kids. That's all gone. That's gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
Well, hopefully he can still make a good life of what he has left, so.
Here's the thing. He seemed very happy to be out. I mean, I saw the pictures of the guy.
Yeah.
Guy seems like very happy. Seems like, thank God I'm out, that kind of deal.
Right.
I hope reality sets in, and I hope he sues the crap out of the department and everybody that was. I mean, I'm sorry. How do you? That's not an accident.
No. And it's kind of interesting that you say that because there's like 38 states, including Washington, D.C., um, that you can actually get compensated for your time behind bars if you were
Yeah,
exonerated.
yeah, but
So,
it's the compensation is a minimum of 50,000 a year. And then do they include the time that you were in jail?
I don't know. It didn't say about that, but I know you do get extra if you were on death row.
What? So I okay. So I didn't. I wasn't on death row, but I was still in prison. I
Yeah.
couldn't do what I wanted to do.
Yeah, so you just get the minimum of 50,000 a year.
That's BS. I'm sorry. I have to call BS. I think that is a great injustice that needs to be compensated. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Now, there's also another story that I had where it was someone was accusing somebody of doing something. They brought in I don't remember what it was all about, but I guess the person, he's like, I've never seen this person in my life, and the kind of wild, but there was a little bit of something weird. So what happened was the defense attorney went to the judge and said, "Hey, me and my client look a lot alike. Can we switch places and have her, see who it is?"
Oh, wow.
And so they did. They switched places. The attorney put on the orange jumpsuit, and the criminal put on the suit. And the witness took the stand, and the criminal, the defendant,
Yeah.
is talking to her saying, "Yeah, can you point out, do you see the person you're accusing of this crime in the court?" "Yep, he's sitting right next to you." And then they're like, "Okay," and so she's like, "Okay, you're done. We don't have any other questions for you." She sat down. The defense attorney or the criminal says, "I make a motion to dismiss," and the prosecutor went, "Wait, what's going on?" And then they explained explained what happened.
Yeah.
They didn't even know what was going on, and
The
they're
prosecutor didn't know?
they didn't even let the prosecutor know. That's what I
Wow.
liked best about it.
That is kind of cool.
Just derailed the whole thing.
I'm surprised they hadn't met the lawyer beforehand, though.
Well, you got to understand that a lot of those, they don't remember. They
Yeah,
don't remember.
That's true.
Do you remember every face you saw?
No.
Right. And when you're dealing with that many people, all the faces start to blend in together.
That's
why
true.
eyewitness testimonies are so horrible.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare. So, and then even when we're looking at Marvin's story, I was looking at another one that had the same story.
Oh, yeah.
It was a guy that just got out. I guess the evidence now says, "Hey, I didn't do it." He missed his daughter growing up.
Yeah, he had a two-year-old daughter at the time he got convicted.
Yeah, now she's an adult.
Yeah. I guess they kept in contact, so I mean that's I mean that's one good thing, but I mean
I'm glad they stayed in contact, but that's not. I can't go to my daughter's.
Right. I mean, unfortunately though, they did miss out on a lot of things. So I mean,
They should be compensated for that.
right, and I agree they should be. So
Yeah. Now the other story we're going to talk about a little bit is there's a lot of the fake bomb threats going around right now.
Oh yeah.
So
I heard that on the news again today.
now, yeah, I heard it on the news today too. Mikey, I think we've had a couple incidences with your school, right?
There's been a couple. I don't know. I don't remember bomb threats. I remember a threat of a school shooting, but I do not remember any bomb threats.
Oh, okay.
Kind of the same category.
Yeah, I'm throwing those all together. There should be some. If you're calling in a fake bomb threat or a fake school shooting, you're. I don't know. What do you think?
I think I think they do try to make their best efforts to try to, trace it back and identify the person. And I think there are repercussions if you do get caught. So,
I think the repercussion for that should be pretty strong.
Right. I don't know exactly what it is, but I know there are, I mean, it is a crime. They will arrest you for it. So,
I think it's terroristic threats.
right.
I get that, which is going to lead us into kind of my next story here.
Okay.
So you had three of the presidents of, what is it, Harvard, Penn State, and MIT, right?
University of Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Okay. So University of Pennsylvania. Okay.
Yeah.
So these presidents were on there for, I guess there was some anti-Semitic things that were said,
Yeah.
and they're upset with these people because I guess they didn't do anything about it.
Okay.
Now this is where we have in this country, in the U.S., we have free speech.
We do. Yeah.
And it's a slippery slope to me.
It is a slippery slope. I mean, I think when you hold a position of that kind of power, though, you kind of have to watch a little bit what you say. Unfortunately, it's...
Well, they didn't really say it, so they had students on there. The phrase was, to the river, to the sea.
From the river to the sea?
From the river to the sea.
Okay.
Palestine will be free. And apparently that is I've heard it being called a call to action to eliminate the Jewish community.
Okay.
To eliminate Islam and that. So I guess that's where I am kind of torn on the free speech. I don't think anybody should be eliminated.
I don't either.
However, if that's how someone feels, however stupid it may be, well, I can't stop someone thinking wrong.
Right.
I'm an individual. I can't say, hey, what you're saying is wrong. I can say I disagree with it, but for me to say that you can't say that, I hate to say, I don't like the phrase.
Right.
I don't like that. I would think if it was written on the building that said all Nazis should be, eliminated, or any Nazi found should be strung up and killed. I don't know anybody that says that would disagree with that statement. I hate to say it, but that's still it's still a threat, right? Or is it a
Right.
threat?
I mean, I think it would. I could see how someone would think that.
Well, I
yeah.
don't like Nazis, so
Yeah.
I will disown a Nazi in a heartbeat. I think what they stood for was wrong, and I think what they did was wrong. So that doesn't mean that, I don't know, I guess I'm under the impression if someone wants to be stupid and say something stupid, well, then let them say something stupid and show the whole world where their thought process is.
Right.
I'm okay with that, but I don't like shutting people down. I don't think you should prohibit someone else's speech, even if you don't like it or even if it's against popular opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I agree to a point, but I still stand behind that. If you're in a position of power, like these heads of these universities are, just maybe kind of watch what you say so you don't,
Well, like I said, they didn't say it. It was the
I thought they
students.
said it.
No, it was, well, I think some people in Congress said something stupid. So,
Oh, okay.
but no, these are just, someone wrote it on the side of a building, and they didn't expel, or they didn't cause any repercussions against the students or anybody doing that. I guess what it is they allowed it to happen. They weren't out there writing it or chanting it or anything like that. They kind of, it happened on their campus under their watch.
Right, but if someone did it at night where there's no way to tell who did it, I mean, they're not really allowing it to happen. I mean,
Well, now that's where it gets slippery here. So now you're gonna, now you're turning into a slip and slide here.
well, yeah.
So w- w- there's cameras.
Well, there's cameras,
Um,
but there's people can disguise themselves all the time.
Yeah, they didn't even do an investigation. They didn't even try.
Oh, okay. Well,
So they're like, yeah, I don't disagree with it. I don't agree with it. Yeah, whatever. Let's, I don't have time for that nonsense. It's kind of what they said. So
oh,
I'm not against them for allowing free speech like that. But if they're going to do it, I hope it's not a political. I hope it's across the board. If free speech is allowed, free speech is allowed. It shouldn't be censored by political views or religious views. If free speech is free speech, then it's free speech.
yeah.
Because when you say something against a certain group, all of a sudden it's a nightmare.
It can turn into one really quick, yeah.
And I mean, you've got, like, right now, people are picking sides. They're picking sides between Hamas and Palestine, and they're picking sides between
Between who?
Hamas and the Palestine.
I thought it was Hamas and Israel.
What? Yes, Hamas is fighting Israel, but Hamas is part of Palestine.
Oh, okay. Never
So
mind.
Hamas /
Okay.
Palestine. You with
Alright.
me now?
Yeah.
Are you awake?
Yeah.
I know it's late, but geez. You're picking that side of Palestine.
Mhm.
That's it, from the river to the sea. Palestine will be free.
Oh, okay.
Hamas is just a terrorist organization that's, running the cause for Palestine.
Oh, okay.
And then you have Islam or Israel, which is mostly the Jewish community, or a lot of Jewish there, and that's what they're saying is you got to pick sides. You got to pick, and I think what Hamas did was going into another country, causing,
Devastation.
was it rape, murder, and kidnapping?
Yeah,
That's wrong.
it is. No.
And if you don't think that they have a right to fight back, well, now,
We did it on 9/11. I mean,
well,
I don't know. I wish people would just put aside their differences and just get along for once.
it's just not. You wishing for world peace this Christmas?
Yeah.
Not going to happen. I wish it would. But there's no, I mean, I hate to say it, but I want, Hamas, I'm sorry, you're, in my opinion, you're wrong in this situation.
Yep.
Israel's going to have to fight back. Now, here's the thing, that from the sea, or from the river to the sea. I see. I don't like it. I don't even care about it. Set Palestine free is apparently a call to action to kill all of Islam.
Okay.
So now you have other people saying, yeah, see, they're trying to kill Islam. So now Islam's going to go back and kill them first. Israel's going to go in there and kill them first.
Yeah, they just need to all stop.
And then, if Israel eliminates that group completely, then they're justified in doing it, I guess. It's a horrible show.
It is.
Unfortunately, when war happens like this, don't get me wrong, I'm not upset with Israel. I think Israel's doing what they need to do. Do I like that they have to do it? No. Do I wish that you just go over there and just slap them around a little bit and say, hey, Hamas, knock it off.
All right.
That's it.
Go back to your little strip and
then leave us alone.
Exactly.
The problem is they won't.
Yeah, they won't.
That conflict is so crazy. And I will tell you, if Palestine is that bad, that bad off in that area, and everybody wants world peace and they want that to stop. Relocate them. Relocate them away from Israel so they put something in between those two countries so the war stops. Separate them. Put them in different corners. And I'm sorry, Israel's has been there way too long.
Yeah.
And way too big. Gaza's a smaller area. I hate to say it, but, and part of it is Hamas went in there and started it.
They did.
Israel didn't go in there first. Hamas came out.
Yeah.
Hamas let's pack them up. All right, you're not able to play friendly with his neighbors. Time to move.
Yeah.
Moving vans are coming over. We're going to move you away from the problem. We're going to put a little distance in you. That's how you solve it right there.
There you go.
So I don't know. I'll probably get with a proud American patriot and see what we could do as far as free speech. That's right up his alley.
Oh yeah, you guys will have fun with that one for sure.
Yep, we normally do. So
yeah.
I think we'll end it there. That's
Alrighty.
enough. Now we're gonna have one more
episode before Christmas. I think
one more episode for before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do another video episode before Christmas as well.
Okay.
And then we'll be back at the beginning of next year. Right?
We will. Yep.
We plan on it.
Yeah.
We're not going anywhere yet.
Nope, we're not going anywhere.
All right. So don't forget to go to our page, Just Us Thinking, on Facebook. Like us, follow us there.
Yep. And follow us on YouTube and those podcast players too.
Yep.
Or I guess you can get videos on YouTube, but
Yep. Well, we're on YouTube, so you could like us and subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Tunes.
Okay, I don't know all of them.
iTunes. We're on every
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio. We're on every podcast player. So find us, like us, send us a like, send us a shout out. Don't forget to comment. But I think that's going to be a good show, and we'll see you guys around.
All right, bye everybody.